to me the experience that you have is not different than what a lot of our young people experience all the way through their academic experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's sad to me. Because it's like you are free because you decided that. That's a decision you've made in your own mind. Yet, it's hard to get that support. I mean, a lot of black academics get criticized on the other side of this because they say, okay, if you want to do this, go to an HBCU where you have black students who you could work in the field and do what you have to do for our folk. So there's that piece of it too. I heard Dyson say, well, you know, y'all can't afford me at the HBCU. True?
Yeah. I like Mike a lot. He was one of my heroes. He and Julianne Marvel were my greatest inspirations, and it's amazing that now I have their phone numbers in my cell phone. You know, that to me was exciting because I remember in 1996 seeing those two and saying, "Oh my God, I want to be like that." You know, but I will say that I don't agree with Dyson's some of Dyson's approaches. I think that he definitely takes care of Mike. You know, he gets out there and he does his thing. He makes his money. But I haven't really seen a whole lot of situations in which Mike has really shown to me that he's really down for everybody.
Well, what about yourself? I mean, why not go to an HBCU? If
that's what I want to do. Okay. Actually, what's really interesting, though, believe it or not,
I mean, you can finish your thought on Mike, but that's the point I was making.
Oh no,
black academics.
The Michael thought is finished.
Right.
The HBCU thought is now beginning. Two things I'll quickly say about HBCUs that's very interesting to me is that number one, you'd be shocked at how conservative a lot of HBCU administrators are.
So you mean you have more freedom? You would have more freedom here at Syracuse University?
I don't know about Syracuse per se. Well, Syracuse has never supported me, but they've never really got in my way.
Right.
So I won't. So that's all I want. I don't need you to give me nothing. Just don't bother me while I'm doing it.
Don't hate me while I'm doing my thing.
Right.
Don't hate on me.
Exactly. Don't be hating on me. But the other thing I'll say is that not only you have the conservatism, which makes a lot of black people afraid of some other black people, but also a lot of HBCUs have been hijacked by faculty from other countries who've taken over the departments, and they don't hire African Americans. Believe it or not,
African Americans can't get hired at HBCUs?
In some departments,
you mean
no.
Black folk from other countries?
No, well, check it out. It's like this. Okay, let's say you have a department like, I don't want to name any names, but
you should.
You might have a department with.
Wait. You're on CNN, you're on BET, you're on BLS in New York. You're on all over the country naming names and taking prisoners. Now you're going to come on the network and not give me nothing. Come on, man.
It's one thing for me
to
call.
Me a little something.
It's one thing for me to call out Oprah, but Oprah is not. I'm not trying to look for a job with her next year.
Oh, okay.
But no. But
so you're going to have to wait till you get this job, right?
Well, you know what? Here's what I'll say. I'll say this. An example might be a case where you have a department where the department chair is from China. And that person may feel, let's say, a need to support other people of Asian descent when they come looking for positions. So,
and they end up at the HBCU.
So you might have an HBCU department that has no African Americans, and African Americans can't get jobs there because someone else has kind of hijacked that department. Because a lot of these academic hirings come down to who likes you and who doesn't. And one of the problems I've run into, actually, and that I know I'm going to continue to run into, is that sometimes when you come in and people see the image is always bigger than the person. They might see you as a threat. And for some people, I come off as a little bit of a threat.
No.
Right. But the thing about it, what people don't understand is, man, I'm ambitious in my own way, but I don't need to be a department chair. I don't want to be a dean. I don't want to be a college president. I am not an administrator. I am not a politician. Because if I were a politician, I would lose every single voter I had. Because at some point in my goal to speak the truth on every issue, I'm eventually going to say something that you're not going to like. The fact of the matter is that I just want to be in a place where I'm free.
Where did you get comfortable being free to do exactly as you just said? I'm going to say stuff that people are not going to like, and I know that there's a price to pay for that. There's always a price to pay, and you understand that, but you're comfortable enough to put it out there like that. You say what you think.
You know, it was in my blood as a child. My mother used to say when I was a baby, she used to say, boy, your mouth is either going to make you great or get you killed. I'm curious to see which one.
So so in other words, when you was always at the other end of the switch.
Well, I was always the one who would say, well, mama, that ain't fair. You can't whoop me for doing that because I didn't do it. Or daddy said such and such, so why can't, Tangi's my sister. Why is it wrong for Tangi to say it? Then like I would present
like
those
you just
arguments.
wouldn't shut up, huh?
I wouldn't shut up. I would not shut up. And so as an adult, I will admit though, as a teenager, I had I didn't have very high self-esteem as a teenager. I'll just say that. And so
right.
I was very shy,
right.
But as I kind of came into myself as an adult, that part of me started coming out more and more because you just get sick of it. You get
right.
sick of,
And part of the not saying it and being it then, you're out now.
Right. I don't like sitting there seeing an injustice and not saying anything, because then I go home and I'm like, man, I should have said something. That's the problem. Is that I'll beat up on myself. That guy in the mirror gives me such a hard time that I better let it out or he's going to torture me.
This is what I heard. So Dr. Boyce isn't getting tenure. That's why he's leaving Syracuse. True?
I don't think I'm going to get tenure. I know that my record is good enough to get tenure. I feel like I'm very well trained. I was trained by the best in the world. I'm good
right.
at what I do.
Right.
I know how the process works. Am I enough of a politician to get tenure? No. But do I really care? No, I don't, because I grew up in an environment where we were just happy to have a refrigerator with food in it. We were glad when the lights didn't get cut out. So when you've got a PhD, where the worst thing that can happen to you with a PhD in finance is you go from one 6-figure job to another 6-figure job. It's hard to be scared. I'm a black man. I've been in situations where I could have got shot. So this reality, this existence is a dream to me. Tenure never mattered to me. And one of the things was that I noticed when I got my PhD that there were so many people who would make every sacrifice in their life to make tenure. That's all they obsessed about. That's all they thought about.
Isn't that what it is all about when you have a terminal degree?
Tenure is academic welfare. That means you get a job for the rest of your life. I don't need welfare. I got a job. I go give a speech. They pay me thousands of dollars to talk for an hour. I don't care about somebody giving me a lifetime job. That's not an issue.
You can work for you. But come on, that's not an issue. It's security.
I have security because I know how to hustle.
Yeah, you're a hustler.
I know that
that's the game for you.
That's the game, man. I get up every day and I grind. And I know that I'm a believer that if you are a good person and you're giving 150% every day to everything you do and you're an intelligent, educated person, something good's gonna happen.
Right.
Tiger Woods does not know when his next golf tournament win is going to occur. He doesn't know if he's going to break Nicklaus's record.
Anyway.
But he goes out and plays his best every day, and he knows the wins are going to come.
They're going to come. And so is that your approach to it?
That's my approach.
I go out every day, do what I got to do. Because what's interesting about you is like you have a very high profile